Hi everyone, I'm Jason Barrows with jerryjamesstone.com, and today we're going to make ice cream sandwiches. So let's get started. So first thing we're going to do is make our cookie base, and we're going to make a lemon spice cookie base today. So we're going to start by mixing our dry ingredients together. So it's flour and spices. And then we're going to whisk those together to incorporate. Okay, and once that's mixed, we're just going to set this over to the side so we can mix our wet ingredients. So we're going to whisk our eggs. So once that's uniform, I'm going to add the sugar in. To that mix, we're going to add in our melted butter. Next up is lemon zest and lemon juice. And last bit is the molasses. Okay, it should be a nice caramel color, and now that that's mixed, we're going to next fold our dry ingredients into our wet ingredients. Okay, so now we're going to fold this all in. So for your pan, you're going to want to spray that with vegetable Pam spray or whatever, and then you're going to lay a sheet of parchment paper down, and that's going to prevent the cake from sticking to the pan, and it'll be able to get that out a lot easier when it's done. Pour the batter into the pan. All right, next we're going to spread this out completely into the pan. I'm going to use my small offset spatula to do that. If you don't have a small offset spatula, any spatula will do. You'll just want to make sure that it's a nice even layer so any tool will work here. Okay, once you've got that spread, I usually like to shake it a little bit and get some of the air bubbles out and even give it a couple of taps on the countertop. And give it a couple of taps. All right, we're ready to go in the oven. We're gonna bake this at 350 for 12 to 14 minutes, just until the sides of the cookie pull away from the pan. So here we go. All right, our cookie has come out of the oven. We're going to let this sit for about 5 minutes, just to let it cool down a little bit, and then we're gonna flip it out onto our wire rack. So we're gonna lay the wire rack on top of the pan, like this, and then we're going to flip it over, like that. So we've flipped the cookie out. Now it's time to slowly peel back the parchment from the cookie. Here we go. We want this cookie to be completely cool before we move any further, so we're gonna wait about 20 minutes or so until it's completely cool. All right, so our cake has cooled, and now we want to start with our ice cream. While your cake is cooling, you might wanna grab your ice cream to take out of the freezer. You do want that a little bit, not mushy, but you do want it to melt a little bit so that it's easy to spread on your cookie, and it will, go out to all the edges, and you won't be having, lumps or anything like that. So just make sure your ice cream is slightly melted. So for these sandwiches, I'm using vanilla bean ice cream and strawberry, and I'm gonna swirl those together. You can use any of your favorite kind of ice cream and it will work. So feel free to do that. So you can customize your ice cream if you just have vanilla, but you have chocolate chips or nuts or dried fruit or literally anything that you like. Just feel free to mix it in there and experiment and have fun with it. So we want to cut our cookie right down the middle, and you can bring out your ruler or you can eyeball it. I'm going to eyeball it, so we'll see how we do. So now I'm going to take my pan again, and I'm going to lay that on top of my rack because I need to reflip that over to get the cookies on the cookie sheet. Just like that. Okay, so now we're ready to assemble. We're going to take the ice cream that we mixed and we're going to put it on one side of the cookie. We're going to be very careful not to tear the cookie as we're spreading the ice cream on top. Okay, we're going to just spread this around either with a spatula or an offset spat, either way. All right, so I'm going to start in the middle and just kind of work my way out to the sides just to make sure that we have a nice uniform layer of ice cream. Okay, now it's time to put the other side on top. I'm just going to use 2 spatulas and just move that on over. So at this point, I'm just going to lightly press on the top cookie just to make sure that we have uniform thickness. Otherwise, you'll have skinny ends and a fat middle. So one person might get a smaller ice cream sandwich, and we don't want that. Okay, after that's done, you just want to cover that with plastic, and it needs to be in the freezer for at least 8 hours. I know it's a long time, but you want these to be nice and firm and completely refrozen so that when you cut them, they're not going to squish out the sides. So wait the 8 hours, it's going to be good, and then you'll cut them into desired slices, thick or small, whatever you'd like, and enjoy. All right, so we've waited 8 hours. Our ice cream sandwiches are nice and firm, and they've already been cut. I like to cut mine in small slivers as I find them a little bit rich, but you can cut them into any shapes: squares, circles, hearts, rectangles, pretty much anything. And so there we have it, ice cream sandwiches. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time. I'm going to dig into one of these right now.